Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. You know what to do. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Boldenbrass. I am your music educator, Mr. Bolden, and I would like to welcome you to the 4th episode of Boldenbrass. I said that already. Good job. But it's all right, though. Before we get into today's lesson, I want to go on ahead and introduce you guys to my fitness workout system. For those who are interested in working out but don't know what to do, all you're used to doing is like maybe running or doing a little walking here and there, and you want to actually up your fitness game. My wife and I came up with a fitness list of things to do. She had 3, I had 3, and every morning what we tend to do is we tend to get on here and we'll do these fitness workouts. There are 3 sets for however many reps there are per set, per workout. Of course, we have burpees, we use the kettlebell, we do jump squats, the ab wheel I have down here. We also do bear crawls across our little, parking lot area. And we have curbside knee-ups when, we want to get those calves right and those upper thighs right. So if you're interested in doing this workout, y'all feel free to copy this down. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm not no workout guru, but feel free to check it out. And also, I want you guys to, in the comment section, wish my daughter a happy 1st birthday. I have 2 girls. My second baby, my baby girl, she celebrated her 1st birthday this past Saturday. She also ended up going to the doctor this Saturday and on her birthday, and she had to get checked up for an ear infection as well as bronchiolitis. She doesn't have COVID-19 or anything like that. She just has, different symptoms dealing with her allergies as well as the fact that she's teething and things like that. So all of that stuff plays into effect when it comes to ear infections and things like that. So I want y'all to wish her a happy birthday, and I want you guys to also put in the comment section, if you can, for her to get well soon. All right, so we're gonna go on ahead and jump into our lesson today. We're gonna be going over 3 things. 2 of those things are going to be attachments. The first one is going to deal with the musical alphabet, and the second one is going to deal with the 2 staves, all right, which are the bass clef and the treble clef staff, and how those alphabets are included or are introduced rather into those 2 staves, all right. So before we get into it, I want you guys to like, subscribe, don't forget to do that. Don't forget to share this content with other people, man, around the country, people you may know in your community who have children who are at home. And don't forget to comment as well. And if you have anything that you would like me to discuss, talk about when it comes to video content dealing with music education, feel free to put it in that comment section, all right? So once again, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for new content, all right? And don't forget to share this, all right? Let's get into it. In the world of music, you only have 7 alphabets. Those letters are as follows: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then on the 8th note, you have A. Now, why do you count 8th note? The 8th note is A. Well, because you have low A, and then you have high A. Basically, the notes start over again. The only difference is that one is lower and the other one is higher. And so as you go further up, you're going A, B, C, D, E, so on and so forth, until it ends, which it never does. These are the 7 musical alphabets: A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then once you get back to A, you start over again. The upper A is higher. We call that an octave. Moving right along. Now, before I move on, if you guys don't have any information about the staff, feel free to look at my very first episode of Boldenbrass. It explains the staff perfectly. I'll leave the link in the description area. But here's a briefing of what the staff consists of. A staff is 5 lines and 4 spaces. With the 5 lines and the 4 spaces, you always want to start at the bottom and count your way up. For you guys who watched the first video, do you remember me telling you that I was going to put up another episode of me explaining why it was so important? Well, a promise is a promise. The reason why we count from the bottom and work our way up the staff has to do with the sound. The lower you are on the staff, the lower the note. The higher you are on the staff, the higher the note. Let's work on the staff with the treble. Let's start with the first staff. The first staff has a treble clef on it, and the treble clef is also known as the G clef. It's the most commonly used clef in the musical industry. When you're a beginner instrumental player, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna first start off learning the treble clef. Now, when we talk about letters and implement the letters inside of the treble clef, the first letter goes on the first line. It's not gonna be A, but in actuality, it's gonna be E. The second line is gonna be G, and the reason why we have G here is we can follow the line all the way to the treble clef symbol. That letter that encircles that second line is none other than what? G, right? So that automatically should tell you that the second line is gonna be G. Always keep that in mind. The third line is gonna be B, the fourth line is gonna be D, and the last and not least line is gonna be F. Now, if you wanna break this down in order to remember all the lines for the treble clef staff and try and remember that, always remember this: every good boy does fine. Let's say that again. Every good boy does fine. Or you can come up with your own acronym. Let's see if you can come up with your own acronym. I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to try and figure out your own acronym. And in the comment section, I want you to type your own acronym for the lines of the treble clef staff. You got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now in the comments section, feel free to write your own acronym for the lines, starting with E and ending at F. All right, let's move on to the spaces. Now the spaces of the treble clef staff are simple. You don't even have to come up with an acronym for that. The spaces are as follows: F, A, C, and E. Face, face in space, right? Now when we put these letters together, line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space, you automatically know that it's going in what kind of order? Alphabetical order, right? You have E, F, G on the line, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Those are the letters of music, which are implemented on the treble clef staff. Let's move on to the bass clef. Now, as you can see, we moved on to the bass clef staff. The bass clef staff is also known as the F clef. It looks like an F if you look closely at it. Well, your side of the field is probably looks backwards on your end. But on my side of the field, looking from left to right, it looks like an actual F. If you were to put 2 lines where these dots are. Now, if you look at this one particular line right here, those lines, that one line has the 2 dots that are on the outside of that line, which makes that line F. If we look at this line, that line is gonna be F. Now, let's take a look at the bottom letters and work our way up on the lines. On the lines, we have G, we have B, we have D, F, and A. Those are the 5 lines that are covered for the bass clef. Now, when we look at the spaces, there are 4 spaces, of course. And those letters are A for the first space, C for the second space, the third space is E, and the fourth space is G. Now, if we want to remember the lines and the spaces of the bass clef, since this is the second most commonly used clef in music, then we can remember these words. Good boys do fine always, or good boys deserve fudge always. That's how I learned when I was in middle school. And when we look at the spaces are all cows eat grass. Now what we're gonna do is, for the bass clef, I'm gonna give you all another assignment, quick assignment that should only take about 10 minutes. I want you guys to come up with an acronym that best represents the lines and the spaces on the bass clef. Now in the comment section, please do me a favor and do this. Write down lines for bass clef and then write down what you would think your acronym could be. Now of course mine was good boys deserve fudge always for the lines. And of course all cows eat grass for the spaces. So on the lines, put lines, and then you're gonna put a colon, and then you're gonna put your acronym. Same thing with the spaces, you're gonna put spaces, and then your colon, and then the acronym, okay? So I'm gonna give you about 10 seconds to think of an acronym for both the lines and the spaces of the bass clef staff, all right? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So in the comment section below, y'all put down your acronyms for the bass clef staff, and we're gonna go on ahead and move on, all right? So of course, you guys, we have our lines and spaces of the treble clef staff, which are first the lines E, G, B, D, F, the spaces F, A, C, E, and of course we have the bass clef staff, which lines first start with G, B, D, F, and A, and we also have the spaces, which are F, A, C, and E. Now what if we were to connect these lines and spaces of the treble clef and the bass clef together? What would we then call them? I'm glad you asked. We will call this the grand staff. The grand staff will be glued together by this middle line, known as middle C. So of course, if we were to go up, we would have the letter D, and below middle C will be known as the letter B. So if you can see the pattern in this whole thing, we have line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space from the bass clef, and then you have the glue, the combiner, which is a C, which is the middle part between, the middle note between low and high. And then of course, when we get into the treble clef area, we have of course the more higher pitched notes. So let's reiterate, let's do a backtrack real quick. So we learned about, of course, the letters of the staff. There are 7 letters in music, first starting with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And then when you start over again, you're not gonna go to I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. In fact, you're gonna start all the way over at A. Why is that again? Because when we start over at A, that's basically the lower pitched A at a higher pitch, known as what? The octave, all right? And so of course we have the treble clef staff, which is the most commonly used clef in music, of course connected with the bass clef staff, which is the second most commonly used clef in music. And they both have lines and spaces with 2 different sets of letters with the same musical alphabet, but they're all set up in a different way. We have, of course, once again, the treble clef staff, which is E, G, B, D, and F. You can actually say every good boy does fine. And of course, in the spaces, you have face and space. Now, when we have the bass clef staff, you have G, B, D, F, and A. Good boys deserve fudge always. Or your own particular acronym to help you to remember the lines and spaces. And of course, in the spaces of the bass clef staff, you have A, C, E, and G. All cows eat grass. So I want to thank you guys once again for coming in and sitting down with me and learning the bass and the treble clef staff, as well as the 7 letters of music. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this. And don't forget to comment if you have anything that you want to add to this, or if you would like to suggest some things to me as far as new upcoming content. Until we meet again, you all have a great day, and I'll see you on the next go around. Peace and much love to you.